Nancy was known as the Achalugo of Abaka. She was admired by many and seemed to have everything. Confident, graceful, and bold, her friends affectionately called her Miss BBB. Nancy embraced the title with pride. Yet behind her bright presence was a truth no one ever imagined. Remain here as the story continues. What comes next may surprise you.
There was a beautiful city called Abaka. Abaka was known for its bright streets, tall buildings, and people who believed beauty had only one shape. Every morning, the city woke up early. Shops opened, cars filled the roads, and people rushed to work, chasing money, status, and approval. In Abaka, appearance mattered a lot. If you looked a certain way, doors opened easily. If you didn't, you had to fight twice as hard. Life in Abaka was fast and competitive. People smiled, but many of those smiles were fake. Everyone wanted to be seen. Everyone wanted to belong. That was the city Nancy grew up in. Nancy was just slim and beautiful, but Abaka did not celebrate women like her. She wasn't always alone. Nancy was born into a middle-class home. Her parents were not rich, but they were comfortable. Her father worked hard, and her mother was loving and strong. They didn't have luxury, but they had peace. Their home was filled with laughter. Then death came and destroyed the beautiful life Nancy had. She was an only child and was now alone in the world. The death of her parents came suddenly. No warning. No mercy. First, her father fell sick. Before the family could recover from the shock, her mother followed. Within a short time, Nancy lost both parents. Nancy became an orphan in a city that did not care. Relatives promised help but slowly disappeared. Friends showed pity but offered no support. Bills piled up. Life became hard. Very hard. Nancy learned early that tears would not save her. Hunger taught her strength. Loneliness taught her courage. One thing people didn't know about Nancy was that she joined a secret female club called BBB Nation. All of them were the same size, big, bold, and beautiful. It happened a few weeks after Nancy's parents died. She was told that immediately she completed the mission, she would have everything she ever needed. The plan was to kill the father, but the mother joined because of the shock. So it was like a double blessing to her in the group. Their master and queen mother was very proud of her. Nancy was her favorite. The thing about BBB Nation was that any day they went out for any outing in the city, you must notice them at all costs. All the rich politicians and even governors wanted them. But their rule was that they would not love anyone, and if they slept with any man, the man would die the next day. Nancy's friends were afraid to approach her because she had changed totally. They didn't understand her way of life anymore. She just woke up one morning and suddenly became very rich. Just her house alone was like heaven. Her cars were great and very expensive. When her old friends went to visit her, they were shocked at what they saw. "Nancy, how did you get here?" Treasure asked, and Patricia waited patiently to hear from her. Nancy smiled. "You girls won't understand. Anyway, it's God's doing," she said and sipped her wine. "And this sudden transformation is something I can't wrap my head around," Patricia said. "Exactly my point," Treasure added. "You girls are so funny. Please allow me to enjoy this life. I have really suffered enough." "Anyway, let's go to my boutique," Nancy said. "You have a boutique? Girl, what's going on?" Treasure asked. "Let's just go," Nancy said, and they all went out. They entered her lovely car and went to a boutique. It was one of the biggest boutiques in the city. Nancy's palace was boldly written. Treasure and Patricia were shocked, and their mouths were open the whole time. "Close your mouth," Nancy said and laughed so hard. "Girl, this is so great and wonderful. How did you get here?" "I have been asking you this since," Treasure said. "Just walk around." "Anything you like, you are free to take it," Nancy said, trying to dodge the question. "Really?" They both chorused and went deeper inside, selecting dresses. Nancy smiled and said to herself, "These ladies will not kill me." She went into her office. After some minutes, they came back with lots of dresses and thanked her for the gifts. Later that night, at their meeting place, the Queen Mother told Nancy that she liked her friends and that she should initiate them into the confraternity. Without any question, Nancy agreed and promised to do that. When Treasure was in her room, she prayed. She was always praying. In her prayers, she asked God to bless her the way he blessed her friend. She also asked God to open her eyes to know whether Nancy was legit or not. Nancy, on the other hand, was thinking about how to lure them into joining. "Okay, I will just cook and invite them over. When they finish eating, they will join," she thought and smiled. The following morning, she placed her charm and got ready for their arrival. When they arrived, she was very happy and said she wanted to celebrate with them. She instructed her chef to bring out the food, and she did. She had already put what she wanted putting inside the food. Before they started eating, Treasure wanted to pray, but Nancy immediately stopped her. "But why? I can't eat without prayers. That's how I was taught. And moreover, you know this," Treasure said. "I know, but that is just a waste of time," Nancy replied. Patricia, who was less patient, had already started eating. "Get behind me, Satan," Treasure said with a serious look on her face. Before any other word, Patricia slumped and fell to the floor. She started rolling, and her eyes gradually began to change. Then Treasure started praying harder, and Nancy became uncomfortable. She rolled on the floor. The chef was so afraid that she hid somewhere and watched. "Stop!" Nancy shouted. Treasure prayed even more. Soon, Nancy disappeared and landed at their meeting spot. The Queen Mother asked what the problem was. Nancy was too weak to answer. "My house is on fire. My friend is killing me," she said. The Queen Mother gave her strength and summoned all the BBB members. When they arrived, they disappeared. Treasure was still praying for Patricia to rise when they all appeared. "You messed with my daughter, and I will not spare your life," the Queen Mother said to Treasure. "You lied. My God in heaven is bigger than all of you here." "I will never fear you," Treasure replied. "Ha ha ha ha," they all laughed. They stretched their hands and started firing at her, and she fired back with prayers. The force became so strong that they disappeared again, and all of them died instantly. Treasure was so happy that she started praising her God. Soon, Patricia came back to life. She was confused about what had happened. Weeks later, everything in Nancy's possession started vanishing one by one. That was how everything ended. Moral lessons from this story.
Evil may look attractive, but it never lasts. BBB Nation looked powerful and untouchable, but their power disappeared when truth and faith stood against them. Bad company can destroy good intentions. Nancy's choice of friends and groups led her into evil and finally into loss.